This evening's event's a bit special. It's the kick-off event for Music Playground, and I think probably the best way to deal with that is for me to get out of the way and let Ian introduce.
Hi, my name is Ian. I was actually planning to start this group as a platform to let music lovers learn informally and actually collaborate with each other as a platform of new discoveries, and hopefully we can, even if you are a hobbyist or professional, it's okay, you can always come in and hopefully learn something new, or you could find a collaborator somewhere where you can do your own projects and all that. I think that's the main purpose of this group. My background is mainly I'm a sound and music person, meaning I have studied music in the US, and I worked there for 7 years. So I'm involved in all sorts of things, from sound to music teaching and jazz theory, whatever. I have an idea to share what I've learned there. Some of the producers I've worked with and engineers I've also shadowed there. So it's quite interesting what they have. It's very different from here. And I hope to share this knowledge with everyone. And today, we are very lucky to have some speakers that will share with you their expertise and what they have been working on. So first up we have is Doug. Okay. And Isaiah. He'll be actually talking about their instrument, how they create this their own instrument, and how they use it in their music making. So without further ado.
Hello. Good to see you all. It's great to be here. When I spoke to Leon and Ian about this, I mean, it's very interesting to be here. I was at Hackerspace my first time just over a year ago, and actually the first time I came here, I met 2 or 3 people who I've kind of stayed in constant communication with for different projects and so on. So I'm grateful to be here again. I've been here a couple times, mainly to pick up equipment from 12 Geeks because they distribute out of here. So for those geeks who are here, thank you. I appreciate it. You've made tonight possible in many ways. So I just want to say I'm grateful to be here for many reasons. So thank you so much to Hackerspace. I have not joined yet, I know, so I'm a sinner. But it's okay. I keep my sins wide and diverse, not just about this. Now about this community, when we had our first meeting, we were just talking about a platform to share. Sometimes about technology, sometimes about music. And just kind of this broad aspect of music. My background, I'm a composer. I work in technology. I work in audio production. I'm a performer. I'm a jazz musician. I'm a little bit of a lot of things, and maybe a lot of nothing, which you'll find out later. I was formerly at School of the Arts for 7 years, where I taught composition. Now I teach audio production at LaSalle College of the Arts. I got that right. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Okay. So anyway, that's a little bit about where I come from. Tonight we're going to be looking at 2 different instruments. One is the Strobophone, which was not named by me, although I still love the ego in it, so it's great. And it's essentially 2 game controllers, and it was a project that I started, actually, it was something I started thinking about when I was at STIME in 2006, something like that, which is just 3 years ago, if I remember correctly. And I started thinking, like, I was very poor, I was a musician. This probably hasn't happened to anybody else, from what I understand. What I realized was that you could get game controllers to work with software. So before that, I'd been working in a little bit of machine, in audio, artificial intelligence and things like this, some machine learning and so on, because I didn't like performers sitting behind laptops. That personally, I did not want to be that person. I think it's a wonderful medium, but it's not who I am, because I grew up as a performer and as a show off, and so what didn't work out well for me. So for me, the artificial intelligence was one way to get away from the computer, where I could perhaps have a little bit of input, but it was not necessarily about somebody checking their email in the middle of the performance. So I got into game controllers thanks to Stein. I'll plug them as well. Netherlands, Amsterdam. You have a chance to go, please check them out. They're amazing. And eventually we end up with the Stromaphone, which is humbly somewhere here. This is not the first version. This is many years down the line. But the same idea. It's essentially 2 game controllers put together in a precarious position, basically to make people's lives difficult, which I think my friend Isaiah will discuss at great length of how much he hates me now because of this instrument. So this was a kind of a test bed for many things. I've made some other instruments, and each instrument you make is kind of, you're trying to solve a problem. So for me, my initial problem was solving. I played with this saxophonist Robert Riegel, who happened to be in town actually just a couple weeks ago by coincidence, and I played with him when I lived in Istanbul and I was teaching there, and I just looked at him. You know, he'd show up with his little saxophone case. You know, take it out, and you get this amazing range of colors out of the instrument. I mean, it was just so angry at him. You know, I mean, how dare he? And I'd show up with my guitar, my bow, my cymbals, my matchsticks to